Hi, this is your instructor, Julia Grav. In this video, we're going to show you how to create calculated fields in a query. This is a new database that we're using with real estate listings and real estate agents. The first thing you want to do when you get a new database is always to check the data. So what data is listed in here? Here we have some sales agents and we have some listings, so properties. And then we have a list of different subdivisions. Also, you're going to want to check the relationships between those tables to see that they are enforced with referential integrity. So when you're pulling queries, you see the correct data being pulled from the correct source. So let's close all of those. Those all look good in this database. And let's go ahead and create a query in Design View. So we're going to create a query to see how many days these properties were on the market. We don't have the days calculated yet. We're going to do that. What we do have is the date that they were listed and then the date that they were sold. So we need all three tables to be pulled into this query. So go ahead and select all of them. Click Add. And then we're going to bring in the selling agent's last name, the date listed, the date sold, the sale price, the selling agent, which is a little bit further down here, and the listing agent, and the subdivision name. So not the ID, but the name itself. So go ahead and run this query so we can see all of the properties that were sold. We're going to save this as RPT sales report. And let's go back into Design View to create a calculated field. So there's a number of built-in functions it can use, and we're going to look at them now. The first thing you need to do when you create a calculated field is to select the field name and give it a name. So this new calculated field, we're going to call the field name Days on Market. And then colon. So Days on Market, colon. I'm going to use the zoom feature here, and I've set my font to 16 pixel bold so you can see it really clearly. This zoom is essentially just a duplicate of what I'm going to be writing in this field here. So this is actually where we put in our calculation. So what we want to know is the days between the date sold, which is a field that we have in this database. You can see it right here. So I'm using the date sold from the properties table minus the date listed. Now make sure your spelling is correct here. I'm using square brackets to denote a field name and then using the minus sign to subtract one date from another, giving me the number of days on market. Click OK. And then let's run this to see the output. So we can see here the number of days has been calculated. Let's also calculate the commissions for the selling agent and the listing agent. Let's say, for example, the sales agent gets 3% of the sale price and the listing agent gets 2%, 2.5% of the selling price. So we can just add another field here. So let's go listing com for commission. And again, I'm going to zoom in so you can see this clearly. I'm going to take the sales price, which is a field in our properties table, and multiply it by 0.035, 3.5%. Click OK. And run that. Oh, I spelled sale price wrong, and you'll notice when I run it, it's asking me for a parameter value. We're going to go over that in a different video. So if you get a parameter value when you're running a query and you're not expecting it to, it's often because you've spelt a field name incorrectly and Access is searching for that information. So sale price is the correct field name, and then run, and here we have the listing commission. And we'll do that one more time for the selling agent. So selling commission, and again, colon, so that's going to be the field name. And now I'm going to create the calculation. So sale price, and they're going to get 2.5% of the sale price. Click OK and run the report. Now this data is kind of hard to read. It is currency value, but because it's not formatted properly, it's difficult to read. So again, in Design View, we'll change that using the property and table sheets. You can toggle this on and off here. So the property sheet, I've got my cursor here in the selling commission. I'm going to change the format to currency, and then I'm going to click into the listing commission and do the same. And while we're at it, let's do the selling price as well. And now when we run we can see it's a lot easier to read. Go ahead and save that. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create an aggregate query.